TTR.
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 TTR. Transformation through revelation.
Transformation through revelation. Support our institution.
Support our institution.
Support our institution.
Support our journey. Support our people.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. TTR provides an environment for students to transform themselves because of the memorization of the Holy Quran and the understanding of its meanings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ حَبَّةٍ. That the example of one who spends in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like that of a single grain. أَنْبَتَتْ سَبْعَ سَنَابِلَ. The single grain of wheat sprouts 7 ears. فِي كُلِّ سُنْبُلَةٍ مِئَةُ حَبَّةٍ. And in each ear is 100 grains of wheat. وَاللَّهُ يُضَاعِفُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says, over and above that, one multiplying into 700, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Allah will multiply for whomsoever He wills. So the journey of every single grain of wheat is either it's wasted away, or it becomes consumed, or it's that grain of wheat from which more wheat grows. More than 10 years ago, I graduated as a hafiz. I then took a very similar route that most huffaz take. I finished school, and then faced the crisis of what do I do with the rest of my life now? What makes this question even harder for the Hafiz is the reality that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen me as a protector of His word. So is my choice of work going to honor this, or is my choice of work going to dishonor this favor that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon me? This is a lot of pressure for a child to deal with. I eventually took the path that so many huffaz take. I became a hifz teacher. So day in and day out, I sat teaching kids the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and producing more huffaz. Until one day I realized that the graduates of our program are faced with the very same dilemma that I faced, that we all faced. I've memorized the Quran, now what? Similar to the wheat, some of them are wasted away and are misled. Some of them are consumed in society by fulfilling certain roles. And was I content to just be consumed? Or was I striving to be a catalyst from which other students can be catalysts for others who, when they face the same crisis, the same dilemma, they can face it with creativity and fortitude. I then tried to change the system, but I kept bumping up against old ways of thinking that, kids can't learn hifz and Arabic grammar and morphology and aqidah and hadith and all of these things at the same time. So I took it upon myself to start an institute where we would do things differently. I started by upskilling myself and our team of teachers to be equipped to support a student's development and transformation, so that they don't just teach students, they empower them. Other institutions are already consulting with us on how to implement this new model of transformation. So it's not just for us, this is for our entire ummah. Creating this environment resulted in students as young as 7 years old on this journey with us. One story which really warms my heart is of a young girl who messaged the teacher while she was reciting at home, just revising her work, in fact learning her new lesson for the next day, and took a picture of her Quran and she circled certain words. The words exactly were وَيَنْصُرُونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ, and she circled these words and she sent it to a teacher. This happened more than once, and this is an example of a girl who was not even completed with the program yet. In fact, she was in her first few months of the first year of our program. Our teacher development program produces a team that is willing to go that extra mile to facilitate for our learners to continue to go and grow further. So I'm asking you today, if this was the effect of one person with the permission of Allah choosing to contribute positively to society, what happens as TTR produces another agent of change? 2, 3, 5, 100, thousands. Much like that grain of seed, your contribution multiplies when you spend in the service of Islam, and more so when you are spending on an institution that is designed to have the same exponential impact and growth. TTR is structured to produce those students who serve as that single grain from which so many others sprout. And from those sprouts of learning, light and empowerment come hundreds of illuminated, empowered and equipped members of society. So donate today and be part of producing seeds for the future.
TTR.
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 TTR. Transformation through revelation.
Transformation through revelation. Support our institution.
Support our institution.
Support our institution.
Support our journey.
Support our journey.